Hey there guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create an Apple Watch calculator using WatchKit in Xcode. So this is how it looks like. You can add, subtract, divide, multiply any two given numbers and it will give you the results. So this is our final application that is going to be. So if you guys want to build this with me, grab a cup of coffee and we'll create this application right now. So let's get started. First, you need to open Xcode and create a new project. In that, select Apple WatchOS project and name your project. I'll name it Watch Calculator. You can include any notifications or complications if you want. I'm not going to include it. Set the destination where you want the project to be. Then click continue and it will set up your project. So this is the interface controller of the watch and this is the interface storyboard where you'll be adding objects, adding the buttons and labels. So now let's start adding things. I'm going to keep that aside. Now we start by adding a label. So you can just drag and drop that label right here. First let me put it into groups. So let's put the group above it and we'll expand it. We'll put the label inside the group. This label will represent the number that is displayed on the screen. Add a button on the left side. This will be the clear button as you saw in the tutorial before. Let's expand the label to format to fill the entire screen. Then let's name the button as AC, that is the clear button on a calculator. We'll add a color to it. There you can go to the background color, and before that let's keep the label to the left. I don't know why there's a problem. When you put relative to the container, it means it will take the entire container's width. Relative container means the entire container's width. Group as the entire container's width, and I don't know why label is doing that. Maybe it's multiplying. We'll see later. We'll just minimize it and create a shorter length. This is irritating. Okay, so that's fine, I guess. It's just gonna, after doing that, let's number it 0. Initially it will be 0, and let's color the AC. Let's put it yellow somewhere. Make it a little darker. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine for now. And now we'll start adding buttons, and before that we'll add groups, and in this group will contain the number buttons and the operators such as plus, minus, addition, subtraction. So keep the width height to relative to container. It's too big, but let's keep it fixed for now. Fixed with the height as the watch contains. We'll edit it later. We'll keep it more dynamic later in the video. So now we add another group. In this group we'll add the We'll keep it vertical, the bigger group will be kept vertical, and the inside group will be kept as horizontal. It will contain different numbers and operators. So we'll reduce the height and let's delete one, and we'll copy the smaller one so that it is consistent in size. Okay, there's a problem. There's a group inside a group inside a group. Let's delete the most inside group, and let's copy that group again and again and again, and place it one below the other. There will be a total of 4 groups because there will be a number from 1 to 9, and then the operators and 0 will be in the bottom. Let's keep it relative to the content. No, that's too big. Hold on. I guess that's fine for now. Let's select all and keep a fixed size of. Is that fine? 34 is fine for now. And now let's start adding buttons to it. Single button. Add another button. What's the first thing on the top left of a calculator? That's 7. Let's keep a plus for the operator first. But probably 7 is better, so we'll change it to 7. And let's delete that button. We will keep the height as relative to the container, and now we'll copy that button multiple times, total 4 times in a particular row. In every row there will be 4 buttons. Let's see whether the group has width proper. Yeah. Let's decrease the width so that all the buttons will be properly managed. We'll do more spacing in the ending of the video. So now let's copy that button and we'll do a little bit more of width adjustment. Now we'll copy that button and add it to all the groups. Oops, wait, just undo it. And inside the group we'll add the button, not outside. Let's put it inside. And now we'll copy that button and paste it 3 times. Yeah, that's perfect. Now we'll do that for every group. So at the end you'll have 4 x 4 total 16 buttons plus AC and the label on the entire display. Now we'll start changing the values of the buttons of the label of the buttons. Middle one will be 0, equal to on the bottom right, and operators on the leftmost column. Add, subtract, multiply, and we'll keep divide on the left bottom. Divide. We can put a slash, or we can also go for the symbol that represents a divide. So we'll go to symbols and we'll search for divide. There it is. We'll double click it so it will come to the divide button. The same thing we'll do for multiply. We'll search for multiply. and for add and subtract as well. It will look cleaner. And put subtract. And also equal to. Hopefully it is there in the symbols. Yeah, there it is. Now this would be a decimal point when we deal with floating values. So we'll start numbering 1 to 9 as in a normal number pad. This would be 6, 7, 8, and last one 9. So now that's done. Let's do some font editing. I guess that's fine. Height must be fixed, and let's decrease it. Yeah, that's proper. Better. Now we'll link all the buttons to our interface controller, so it will automatically go to the interface controller when we click this button up there. Now we'll start. We'll decrease the size of the label. Now we will link the label, the interface controller, by control and dragging that component, and we'll name it cal label. Now we add actions to all other buttons using control and drag the buttons to the file, and under action we can define the action name, the function name which will be called. So we do that for all the buttons. Let's do it one by one. Yeah, 1. That's 1. That's another one. It's 2. the equal to sign button. Equal. Okay, that's done now. Now we go to the file interface file. Now for adding all the values of the number buttons, we create another function down below, and we write func. The name of the function would be add, let's say add to number. Every time this function will be called when any number button is tapped. That's done. Now we define the values of the buttons, values of the number. So initially then we name it let's say number equals to 0. This will be the number that is displayed on the label. So in the add number section, let's rename it to value. The add number section, we start the code. If already the value is 0, then the new number is added. If the value is only 0, then there is no need that it can be 0, 1, 2, 3. That's useless. So we remove the 0 and just keep the 1, 2, 3 number. So we put the label as set text, and the text would be the number, the input. Else the value would be value plus the number. So if already 3 of let's say 34 is there, so we take that 34 and add another button to it in the back side. And if you want to add, let's say 9 to it, so it will be, if 1, 2, 3 is already there and we add 9, so 1, 2, 3, 9, the number would be 1, 2, 3, 9. So we're going to do to string and add the values, add the strings. Create a calculation, whether the calculation is currently on or not. So we create a calculation bool, and I'll explain it later when we use it. We don't need that right now, or rather let's add it. Calculation, if not calculation bool. So if the calculation bool is false, then this particular piece of code is run. Let's tap it out. And as if the calculation bool is true, then we perform something else. We'll keep it that way for currently. If it is false, then this if statement, if part is run, and if it is true, then the else part is run. So now copy this and paste it right here. It will be the same, but still it's needed to make us understand properly. Now we create a function for the operator button. When operator button is pressed, so we keep operator pressed, and we take the input, whether it is add, subtract, multiply or divide. We take it as a string, so it will be capital A and DD, or sub, or mul, or div. We create if statements, whether whichever condition is passed, whichever string is passed, will perform function after that. Where the calculation bull will take place. If calculation is already performing, then this part of code won't take place, won't run. So if the calculation is performing, then another addition or subtraction won't be carried out, and if no calculation is performing and only number is there displayed, then only then these functions can be accessible or can run. That means if there is only a number in the label, then only you can add, subtract or divide with other number. And if already some computation is going on, then you cannot keep on adding or subtracting. So now we create another variable. Let's name it the previous value. We take the previous current, we put the current value as the previous value while performing when the operator pressed is run, and then the operation is performed. And also we create a new variable named operators variable oper, and we take it as a string. Now we assign the operator variable the values whenever addition, subtraction or anything is pressed, and we do the same for all the operators, mul and div. Error is not required. Now we also change the label to add to plus. What's happening? Yeah, we change the label to the particular operator's symbol: add, subtract, divide, multiply and divide. So after the value stored in the previous value, we put the value as 0. Yeah, right here, value equals to 0. Now let's go up and add the function to all the buttons. Add to number, and we pass the number integer, that is 2, 3, 4, that way. Currently we are only dealing with integers and no floating values, so this decimal point is not necessary for now, and you guys can add it later on, or you can add it right now if you want, but I'm gonna only deal with integer values currently, so I'm gonna comment it out. Now we add the function for the operators the same way. Go and pass the string value of the operator. Now when the equal to is pressed, we calculate. Finally we calculate. If the calculating goal is true, if the some calculations are performed, then only it will add or it will add the numbers. If we keep it blank for now. So when the calculation goal is true, the previous value and the current value will form the addition or subtraction or anything like that. And if it is not true, then the label would be set as the value itself. No change in that. So we have to tag all the buttons separately, because on an Apple Watch it does not allow to use a single function for all the buttons with the tag value, because the button does not have a tag value in their attribute list. It is possible on an iPhone but not for the Apple Watch. So we give the calculate goal as false. So when AC is tapped, we reset all the values and variables and the label. That's how it's done. response to the result or the equal to press button, we now finally change the values. We finally perform the operation of the multiplication, addition, subtraction and division, or the math behind the calculator. We perform right here. This part is quite simple and self-explanatory. Hope you understand it properly. Now we do a little bit of UI change. This decimal won't be required right now, and we do a little bit of UI changes, color the operator buttons and the rest. calculator look cleaner and better, so there won't be any confusion between operators and the actual number buttons. We forgot to add one thing. We forgot to update the value number, the number of the value variable. So we do that right here. The value variable will be updated to number, and this would be temp. Converted to integer as temp is a string. So now everything looks cool. Let's start and run it. So this is how it looks like, guys. You have done a really good job if you have done it along with me. We can add two numbers, we can subtract two numbers directly from the Apple Watch, because there is no standard Apple application or calculator that is made by Apple. So there are many third-party applications. So now finally you have got your own calculator for an Apple Watch. Congratulations to you guys. You can perform all the operations, but this is currently only restricted to integer values and no floating values. That's why we removed the decimal as well. Now let's do a little bit of more UI changes. Let's make it dynamic for all Apple Watch Series 3 and Apple Watch Series 4, because it looks smaller on Apple Watch Series 4 and it might look normal on Apple Watch Series 3. We remove the fixed variable to relative to container, so it will be all dynamic for any current and future Apple Watch sizes. So we just give it the proportion necessary. Proportion is always calculated, it's like a probability from between 0 to 1. We split it into 2. So this would be on 0.25 and the label would be 0.75 probability of the width. And the height, width, all the things are not fixed and it is relative to the container. We do this for everything and later on it will look more cleaner and cooler. it, and yeah, let's run it again and let's see how it looks like now. Wait for it to load. Oh yeah, it's done. So yeah, now it looks better. It's spread all across the entire screen, and the buttons are quite apart, so there won't be any problem tapping it. And yeah, it works fine, it works great. That's awesome, you guys. Keep it up. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment and share this video, and please do subscribe, and let me know in the comment section whether you want any of this type of future videos or what type of videos would you like. Bye bye. Peace.